Welcome to episode 8.
This is the last in the current series, but don't panic, we'll be back later on this year.
We've got a heck of a lot to get through in this episode.
But first, here's some fishing.
Oh, it's
a beautiful fish.
I go quickly in the water.
Yep.
Welcome to Tenkara in Focus. So this is episode 8, the last in the series.
Yeah, we've made it this far.
Feels like we're skidding in sideways a little bit, slightly out of control, but...
Yeah, we're just off the back of 3 weeks filming in Japan for Series 2, so it is confirmed there is going to be a Series 2 and we've got big plans for it.
Yeah.
Series 1 has been an absolute joy to make, been a lot of hard work, and we couldn't have done it without you guys that have supported us out there. The downloads have been a real success, and thanks for everyone.
It's totally the lifeblood of everything that we've done so far, so huge thumbs up, big thanks for that, massive appreciation.
It's great fun for us to do as well, and great fun to share it with you guys. In the coming up, what we've got in the new series will blow your mind. If you've enjoyed this, we are just so excited.
Well, the trip was intense. You know, there was a lot of work done, a lot of crazy experiences.
1,500 miles of driving.
Yeah. It was a whistle stop. It was a very full schedule. But just the stuff that we got from it, I think it's really going to lift our game massively. In fact, why don't we have a little sneak peek at some of the stories that we're going to bring you in the next series, just to get your appetite whetted.
Coming up in Season 2 of Tenkara in Focus, we've spent more time in Japan than ever before. You'll be seeing lots more of Goishi. We'll show you there's so much more to Hirata-san than Mamushi Kibari, with a fantastic on-stream lesson and interview. And speaking of interviews, we've got some great ones lined up for Season 2, like John Yossi, Tadashi Otani, the effortlessly cool Rockabilly Tenkara master Fujiwara-san. You may remember Shin Takahashi from our Season 1 download content. Well, in Season 2 we tracked him down for a fantastic interview on stream. For some of Season 2's download content, we visited Kazumi Saigo on his home streams. And we couldn't leave him without capturing a great interview for Tenkara in Focus too. We'll be showing you another side to Kazuo Kurahashi, with his beautifully handcrafted fly ties chest and fly boxes. With 1,500 miles of driving in Japan, we figured, hey, why not share one of our in-car conversations in Tenkara in Focus? One epic drive took us to Akiyamago to meet Yamada-san. He shared stories about his career as a bear hunter. We learned about foraging for wild plants. One of the greatest revelations was learning there are many more than just one kibari pattern in Akiyamago, and we were lucky enough to have Yamada-san share a hand tying of his Akiyamago style kibari. And in another exclusive, Yamada-san shared with us the process for making level horsehair line. In addition to Tenkara, we'll be bringing you some wider elements of Japanese history and culture. In just one instalment, Goichi will be taking us on a tour of the 250-year-old Bansho, sharing stories of both samurai and peasants in the mountains of Japan. Such a historic location also seemed to fit in place to finally capture an interview with Go. In Season 2, we'll be introducing you to Kobayashi-san, a famous Tenkara and Ayu angler with a unique fish catching style. In addition to an on-stream lesson with Kobayashi-san, we'll be doing tackle talks, interviews and even some fly tying. We spent half a day hiking up a mountain stream to interview Keiichi Akushi about Tenkara Genryu fishing. And we also managed an on-stream interview with Isaac Tate of Foalfish Tenkara. We're also honoured to be bringing you an interview from one of Japan's Tenkara legends, Yuzo Sabata. In addition to Season 2 of Tenkara in Focus and our download content, we hope to be bringing you a documentary film featuring Masayuki Yamano. In this film, we hope to document the full process of Yamano-san's bamboo rod building. Just from these few images, you can see what an interesting process it is, with exquisite results.
Just what a phenomenal time we had in Japan on that trip.
Yeah, yeah, and we sort of explained to a few people, holiday, what holiday? Basically, the day consisted of getting up first thing, a lot of 5 a.m. starts, a lot of walking in quite difficult conditions. Every time we get back, probably an hour or 2 hours transferring memory cards, put the first lot of batteries on charge, go to bed, wake up in the middle of the night on an alarm to change the batteries around on charge and do it all over again the next day, as well as miles of driving.
I'm not going to pretend for 1 second that I didn't absolutely love every second of it. But man, it was like you needed a break when we got back.
Yeah.
Because it was continual. It was like a treadmill of making sure the kit was performing and ready, capturing the stuff, one chance to get a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
We nailed it on some occasions. Blew it on others, but you know that's the way that it goes. It's pretty sort of gonzo journalism a lot of the time, but just crazy stuff. Can't wait to share it with you lot, because I think, well, actually I know that, you know, if you've liked anything we've done so far, the stuff we got this time around is going to blow it out of the water. So.
You've just had a taste, so you can see the quality of the things we've shot. We've got big ambitions for Series 2. We're planning to go weekly, and it is a big ambition. We know it's going to be a lot of work, but we really are so passionate about this.
It moves wider than that, though. That ambition, that is part of the whole ambition, and that involves actually bringing in other things as well.
Yeah.
What we want to do, we're gathering momentum here. We want to actually bring you and serve you with the best possible experience and knowledge, stories, techniques in Tenkara. We can't only do that through one vehicle. So we're doing things like, you know, we've been working on, let's have a look.
Probably the most authentic Kibari selection available commercially. We spent a lot of time researching in Japan. Anyone that's watched our Kibari DVDs will know that. And there'll be more about this coming up over the summer. We'll probably put a few information videos out there and share them around for people.
But that as well is part of... It fits, that itself slots into a print version of the book that actually explains how to match each of the characteristics of those particular patterns to the best way to actually fish them. So you're marrying that presentation technique to the flies based on what the conditions are on stream. So that's quite just an ambitious thing right there. Yeah, a formula for Tenkara, you know, and the kit to actually do it in terms of the stuff that the fish are actually going to bite on at the end of the day.
Would probably help if we put a link on screen. We can get a page on our site so people can find out more, and we'll put a link up on the screen. So if you are rabidly enthusiastic about Kibari and want more, then follow the link on screen.
That's just one component. Yet another component, Kibari in focus. We're going to move to doing items on that for those of you that tie. But not only for those folks, it's people that are actually just interested in the design and the fishing of the patterns as well.
Yeah, the Kibari in focus idea, it will be one of the weekly programmes. So roughly once a month you will get Kibari in focus instead of Tenkara in focus. We hope to do a little bit more than tie, as Paul said. We hope to feature maybe interviews with people about their flies or history of certain fly patterns. And we've also got the big ambition of trying to show you a little bit of fishing within the programme so that you can see how to use certain Kibari patterns.
And the next layer on the house of cards, we just decided to put ourselves into debt. I'm not even joking. I don't know why I'm laughing.
yeah. This is terrifying.
Yeah.
This is made in Japan. It is our first 100% made in Japan Tenkara rod. We are incredibly proud of it, and it's taken quite a long time to get to this stage.
We're very lucky as well, because I mean, I genuinely think right now this is the best Tenkara rod on the planet, and I can say that because of all the people that have been involved with its development.
Yeah,
developed in conjunction with a huge number of elite Japanese anglers, as well as the experts on the manufacturing side as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the perfect storm of what we wanted, what people could deliver, and then what actually performs on stream. And we've put these things through their paces in Japan as well. We gave them some proper hammer.
Yes, yeah. I'm sure people are really interested in what this is all about, and we could probably make a whole programme on it. But for now, probably best to put a link on screen and let people find out a bit more on our site.
Yeah, all I wanted to say with that is that's just another layer of the things that we're taking on. And actually, you know, whether you watch the next series or you watch the development of Discover Tenkara and Tenkara in Focus for the stuff that is going to come out of it, or whether you watch it for us to fall on our faces, basically, you know, there's that interest, you know, should be there for you, because it's ambitious, but we feel that we can't do anything other than try and just provide the best stuff for the Tenkara community. Yeah. And that's, without doing that, we wouldn't be doing our duty, basically. So we're going to go full bore, full throttle, wait and see us crash and burn, or, you know, enjoy the successes that might come along with that.
That's a hell of a mission statement. Up next, we've got the last interview in this series featuring Chris Hendricks from Norway, originally from the Netherlands, I think.
Yeah, so he lives in Norway right now.
Yeah, and guides in Norway.
Indeed, yeah.
Chris is a great guy. He's been a great advocate of ours too. He's a Tenkara USA certified guide who guides on Norwegian rivers, largely with Western styles on a Tenkara rod. He's done a lot of homework when it comes to guiding. I know Chris went out to New Zealand and studied with some guides out there, and he came to visit us in the UK for a similar reason. He wanted to learn more about Japanese Tenkara, didn't he?
Yeah. And I think you're right. He does take that fastidious approach to it. He takes the same approach to methods of teaching and learning, and I think that was another thing that he sort of picked up. You know, be very kind to say some of the stuff that we'd done had sort of shown him some different ways of teaching things. So not just the methods themselves, but how you actually convey that to clients. So it was quite a cool interaction.
Yeah.
But for me, and a real interesting thing about Chris is he's unashamedly mixes Western style with Tenkara rods and Tenkara tackle. He's interested in the Japanese side, but he uses Tenkara primarily as a tool to get people into fishing and fly fishing more generically. So for anybody who thinks that we're kind of into shaming people for kind of using Western methods on Tenkara rods and that kind of thing, that's not. I mean, we're geeks for the Japanese stuff, and we get a lot of joy out of that. But we're completely happy, and in fact, you know, we really welcome the fact that people are using Tenkara gear for all kinds of things. The good thing about Chris is he really understands the delimitation between European competition nymphing, Japanese style presentations, and the kind of the fusion of the two. So it's a great thing to be able to celebrate that and to share that. And really, again, we wouldn't be doing our duty as like a Tenkara electronic news gathering service to pretend that this sort of thing isn't what people get a lot of joy out of and celebrate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this is Chris Hendricks.
I'm Chris Hendricks. I'm from the Netherlands. I live in Norway. And the first time I heard from Tenkara was on the internet. The first thing that caught my eye was basically a rod with no reel. And I thought, well, there must have been something special about these rods that they can still fight the fish and get it in without the use of a reel. And then I started looking it up and got intrigued about the presentation. My background is actually coarse fishing with a pole rod. I absolutely love fly fishing, and Tenkara just brings those two together, although that pole fishing has got nothing to do with Tenkara or fly fishing. For me it was just a perfect mix. Well, the rods that I like are mostly 6-4, as a very general ratio, 360 centimeters. I tend to use longer, but I fall back all the time to the 360. Level line, just as long as the rod, and a tippet about 1 meter to 1.5. I really went into the simplicity of Tenkara and tried to figure it out. A lot of people say to me, you use only those flies? Yes, I only use those flies. Is it really that simple? Yes, it is really that simple, but you gotta work so hard and you gotta know so much. Like the proverb, know more, use less. I started out by having a lot of flies. I said, okay, these are the main flies I want to have from each fly: the nymph, the wet fly, the emerger, the dry fly and the spinner. But I ended up with a box full of hundreds of flies, which I almost never used. Then I met Tenkara, went a little bit into that simplicity, and then I went to my case and I thought, okay, which flies do I actually use? And I made a new selection. Came up to 20, I made a new selection. And now I've basically got 10, 12 flies. When I'm guiding, I want people to fall in love with fly fishing. Not with Tenkara, not with Western fly fishing, whatever it may be, I want them to like fly fishing. So my philosophy is I want them to get them into fly fishing with the help of a Tenkara rod. And showing them my flies, but also telling them, listen, I can write you down 5 or 6 different flies that you can buy in any sport shop in Norway. Buy them and you can go out fishing and you will catch fish with them, with the instructions that I gave you. That for me is the most important thing. For until very recently, you guys taught me to fish with proper traditional Sakasa kabari and the Jun kabari flies. Of course, everyone wants to catch big fish, at least for a while. I'm still there. I want to catch the big fish, and if possible, a lot of them, of course. But that being said, you got to be realistic as well. And you got different challenges when it comes to numbers, for example. Unfortunately, We do not have the sight fishing that we've seen today on the river that they got, for example, in Tasmania or New Zealand. And that is also something what you say about a challenge. You see a fish, you spot him, you look at the fish. Is she all the way on the bottom? Is she halfway? Or is she all the way up? What kind of fly do I need to tie on? And let's go for that one fish. And when you catch that one fish, everything just comes together. No matter what kind of fly it is, because you see what's going on. You can see the nymph going towards the fish, or the dry fly going just above the fish, or the wet fly halfway water coming towards the mouth of the fish. And that for me is the ultimate thing within fishing. We don't always got the chance to do so, but that's something that I really, really can enjoy. Just go out and try stuff, because within Tenkara I don't really believe in a right or wrong, personally. I believe in catching fish, because that's what you want to do. You want to start fly fishing in some way or another. If that may be that you're still using a nylon line and you're fishing Western style technique with all the line on the water and you're catching fish with that, it's fine. If you say I want to go hardcore into the Japanese culture, one fly only, what that ever may be, because there's a huge discussion about that as well. But if you want to do that, one fly for a whole season, level line, tippet, or even the horse lines. For me the important thing is find out what you think is good and fun for you. That being said, one of the best tips that I can give you is join a fishing club that is open-minded, so that welcomes everyone, Western fly fishing or Tenkara. And if you got the money to spare, and this is the biggest recommendation that I can give you, and I'm not telling it because I am a guide myself, I had to learn most of it all by myself through the internet, books, and it takes time. It takes so much time, and you make mistakes, so many mistakes. Go out with a guide, tell him what you want to learn, tell him what you want to enjoy from that experience, what you want to see, and it's true. He can teach you in one day what will normally take you a whole season or several seasons to figure out. He just gives you one tip and you say, is it that? Yeah, that's it. And it makes a world of a difference.
Big thanks to Chris there. Great little interview, and that wasn't the whole thing. As with, I think it's a European trait, it seems to be. Ubi and Vito both went on for maybe 20 minutes.
Shutting the buggers up,
yeah. With Chris, he gave us a real good sort of 20 minutes worth, almost a programme's worth of interview with some great insights. And as we've done before, we've got the full edit of that, which will be on the playlist. If you're watching this on the playlist on YouTube, it'll be up right after this show. And yeah, if you've enjoyed what you've seen there, you'll love his whole interview.
Well, that's a good point, and it's one for me to say that not everybody agrees with particular people's take on Tenkara. You might love that approach, you might hate it, but we're very keen to hear what your experiences are of that, what your opinions are. Feel free to feedback on the Facebook group Tenkara in Focus. Find us on there. Let us know what you think. Now for something completely different.
Same but different.
Yeah, all right, smarter.
If you followed along with the show so far, you'll know that we've done lots of downloadable content in addition to the show, featuring some great lessons, great tutorials with some fantastic anglers from Japan and Europe and ourselves even. And not to mention the great PDF ebooks from Paul.
Thank you very much.
But we know there are a lot of people out there that would love to watch this, but they've got a bit of a mental block on downloading, whether it's because they just like the physical media to watch rather than having something.
There's a very simple thing, which is if you've not got a brilliant internet connection, then downloading HD video is just not really an option, is it?
Yeah,
So, yeah, we've had to put our thinking caps on. We've come up with what we think is a pretty good and innovative solution. We're going to actually put together some special download bundles and include them on small flash drives or USB sticks, depending on what part of the world you're in. So we're going to have a slightly different mechanism for supplying them, but that's the plan for the episode 8 download material. Yeah. It's the best of the best, but available as physical download. Physical download.
Yeah. Physical delivered copy.
Yes.
Basically, what you'll be able to do, if you follow the link on screen, you'll be able to go to our website and choose which of the downloads you like on a stick. You pay your money, and a few days later, an envelope should drop through your door with a USB stick featuring everything that you want to watch. Plug it in your computer or in your smart TV with the USB connection, anything like that. If you've got one of these DVD or Blu-ray players with a little USB thing, plug it into anything that will play, and you'll get all our downloadable content in your hands, physical copy. Not to mention ebooks. If you plug it into your computer, you'll have an ebook to read.
And all the bonuses that came along with the previous bundles as well, they'll be on the drive as well. So you're going to get the whole lot, the full experience. You won't miss a thing. We really hope that this is exactly what you want. So get in on it and get ordering.
So that's it. The end of episode 8, season 1. That's the end of the season. Again, we can't say thanks enough to you guys out there. Anyone that's commented, anyone that's shared, anyone that's liked, any subscribers, anyone that gets the download content, everyone that's interacted with us in any way, a massive thanks, because we can't do it without people out there to support what we do.
Yeah, what you said, John, I mean, it is vital to what we do, and it's great. It's a privilege to be able to do that for you.
Yeah, we've got big plans as well. So for everyone that loves what we do, we're going to be putting out more in between now and the next series. There'll be little clips, little how-tos. We're hoping to get a lot of content on our site in the form of sort of knots and hints and tips, all that kind of thing.
We've got podcasts, audio and video versions of that. We've got stories that are just so fantastic that we have to share them, but they haven't necessarily fitted into the arc of a particular episode. Yeah. There'll be little short bite-size pieces as well, so you can just really view those over your coffee break. You don't have to spend a full 45 minutes or an hour watching stuff.
Yeah, the best way to find out about any of this is click on the subscribe button on YouTube. If you subscribe to our channel, you'll be notified straight away every time there's new video content. It really is the way to make sure you don't miss a thing that we do. And we are planning to really up our game in these coming months and bring you loads and loads of great Tenkara content. Yeah,
click subscribe, don't miss a thing.
Yeah, so that's it.
That is.
A massive thanks again, and see you in the next series.
Take care.